There's an amazing store in San Antonio that has quite the heart for children.
Yeah, whether they're foster kids, homeless kids, or school children in need, San Antonio Threads lives their mission of lending a helping hand.
Here's Vinny Vanzetta with this week's Forever Family.
You know, I remember the early days of San Antonio Threads 6 years ago and the work that Cathy Hamilton was putting in to turn her vision into something wonderful. What I didn't know, though, was the backstory. So Cathy, I can't believe I didn't know this long before San Antonio Threads was in your life. You were a CASA volunteer.
Yes, I was a court-appointed special advocate, or as they call it, a CASA, for 5 years. If you want to know about foster care and if you want to know how to make a difference, it is life-changing.
Let's talk about that. What was it that you saw as an advocate that inspired you to start this journey to open San Antonio Threads?
Sure. I mean, every case I had sibling groups 3, 4, 2, and every case that I worked as a CASA, the kids did not have clothes to go to their next placement. When it was time for the kids to change schools, they didn't have new clothes to go to school, or many times, as you know, when kids enter foster care, usually the clothing that they have is just what they're wearing. I would always go home and go, gosh, why is it so hard for them to get new clothes? Because they had some makeshift closets at placements, but they were very thrift-like clothing. It always bothered me, like a lot of things bother you. And like I said, I would go home and be like, well, somebody should do something about that. Not thinking it was me.
Well, some volunteers, some advocates may say, sure, I'll run by the clothing store, pick up a pair of shoes, pick up some pants, some shirts. But Cathy, you thought big. You dared to dream big. Can you believe what this thing has become?
No, it's pretty incredible. I mean, now here we are. Last year, San Antonio Threads served 10,000 kids.
So how can San Antonio Threads, last question, and how can you inspire others to help us all join the mission? Because we have a crisis ongoing with foster children and children that are abused inside Bexar County.
I mean, I think you just have to do something. Whether you volunteer to be a CASA, whether you come and volunteer with us at San Antonio Threads, whether you do a sock drive, a shoe drive, whether you just make a donation. I mean, it makes a big difference. When you're not worried about how you look, you'll perform better in school, at your job, with your peers, all those things.
Well, thank you for all you do.
You're welcome.
And I don't think I've ever seen so many shoes in all my life.
Kind of like a mini Foot Locker. We're trying.
SA Threads served 573 children in February. They'll help many more this month and, of course, every month after, and everything is free of charge. Wonderful mission. Thank you, Cathy. And please remember that we, of course, always love hearing from you. Give us an email with your foster or adoption story idea. And if you'd like to see this story again or any of our Forever Family original stories, simply visit kens5.com/originals.